welcome back to another Sunday prep day. If you're new here, every Sunday I prep for the week, so that means cutting all my vegetables and making things that take a little bit longer. So today I'm going to make some pickled cucumbers and a roasted salsa. You've seen me make that a couple of times. So starting off by taking a bulb of garlic and cutting it this way, and then wrapping it in some foil because it stays together that way. And then I cut it in half so when it's done you can just squeeze it out. So that can go in. I have a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes that can go in. I also preheated my Ninja Foodi, by the way, on grill on 240 Celsius, the highest it goes. Then here I have some shallots that I peeled. Those can go in my little basket. And then some jalapenos. You can use any kind of pepper or chili. And I'm using 2 of these pointy peppers. And that is going to go in my Ninja Foodi. I'll add a little bit of oil to that. And that can grill for 20 to 30 minutes. I'll do 20 minutes first. And then I'll flip things around because I want to blacken the skin on the peppers so it peels easily. So while that is going, we'll just start doing some prep. I have one more spring onion left, so I'll just use that for some garnish for a few meals. And while I chop, let's go over the menu. So today is Sunday. As usually on Sunday, I'm going to have some sandwiches for lunch with some ham, maybe some cheese. I'll do some cucumber, some lettuce. And if you are new here, most of my lunches are low-carb, keto-friendly because I'm diabetic and I have to cut some carbs. So on Sunday, I have my cheat day. So there we go. Then I have some garlic for a couple of things. And while I chop that up, let's continue with the menu. For dinner tonight, I have some ribs that are already marinated. I bought them marinated. And I will have those with some potato wedges and some broccoli or some cauliflower. Then tomorrow, for Monday, Meatless Monday, for lunch, I'm going to do a salad with some lettuce, some cucumber, some peppers. And then for dinner, I'm going to do either some vegan tacos or vegetarian quesadillas. I haven't fully decided yet. So I'll just see what I feel like. And then for Tuesday, for lunch, I'm going to have some lettuce wraps with some chicken and some veggies. I still have some lettuce from leftover from last week that I can use as little lettuce cups. Because for my salad, I'm going to do some iceberg lettuce, which doesn't really peel well, so you can't really do that for lettuce wraps, but I have some other lettuce as well. And then we're on dinner, so I'm going to do some chicken quesadillas. So chicken, peppers, onions, some of the roasted salsa. I'm going to use the roasted salsa in multiple things. There we go. And then we're on Wednesday for lunch. On Wednesday, I'm going to do a low-carb stir-fry with some chicken and some broccoli stems. So that's always a good way to use up broccoli stems. And in the meantime, I'm just working on an onion. I have one yellow onion, one red onion, and both I'm just going to slice up for multiple things. So that was lunch. And then for dinner, I'm going to do some chicken sandwiches. So I'll take some chicken thighs, I'll bread them with some panko breadcrumbs, and I'll air fry them. And I'll have that on some sandwiches with some lettuce, with some pickled cucumbers. That's why I'm making the pickled cucumbers. Probably some cheese, things like that. And then we're on Thursday for lunch. By the way, if you are new here, you keep hearing me mention like lunch and dinner and not breakfast. That's because I don't really eat breakfast. I'm just not a breakfast person. This is not my thing. Just don't feel like shoving food in my face first thing in the morning. So lunch on Thursday is some chicken with some cauliflower or some broccoli. That's a nice thing about prepping ingredients and not the whole meals. I can still change things around depending on what I'm in the mood for. And then for dinner, I'm gonna do a rice bowl with some lime cilantro rice and some chicken, and I'll use some of that roasted salsa in that as well. And I'll probably do some corn with that, like a can of corn. And then for Friday, Fish Friday, for lunch, I'm gonna have some salmon with some broccoli or some cauliflower. And then for dinner, I'm gonna do some fish and chips, and I already have some breaded fish ready that I bought in the freezer. So I'll just have some potato wedges or something, or some hand-cut fries or something like that. And again, some broccoli or some cauliflower. Then next up, let's do some lettuce. Just gonna cut this in half. Take the little core out. And I'll just give this a rough chop. And this lettuce is gonna go not just in my salad, but also in my sandwiches and stuff like that. So there we go. Next up, let's do some carrots. I'm just gonna take off the very tip. And for this, I'm gonna get my julienne slicer. And I'm just gonna basically grate. You can use a grater too, but I'm gonna really finely slice or grate julienne. Some carrots. Those are for my vegetarian tacos or vegan tacos or vegetarian quesadillas, because carrot together with lentils are like the base of that. So I'll just do 2 carrots real quick. There we go. And for my low carb stir fry, I just want some thin slices, some medallions. So I'll just do 1 nice and thin. Then next up, let's do some chilies for my quesadillas and my tacos, etc., my stir fry. So I have some cayenne, and I'm just gonna cut them in slices, and I'm not gonna bother taking the seeds out. And then next up, some peppers for basically the same things, my quesadillas, my stir fry, tacos. So I'll just, oh, and for my salad as well. So I'll just cut them in half, take the seeds out, and I have this yellow one, and I also have a green one. I'll do the exact same thing, and I'll just cut them into slices. And then next up, some potatoes for my potato wedges tonight. I'm not cutting the potatoes yet for Friday because I don't know what shape I want them in yet. And Friday's a long time away, so I'll just do 2 potatoes just in some wedges. Then I have some broccoli and some cauliflower. In my meal plan, I thought 2 meals of broccoli, 2 of cauliflower, but I have a little less cauliflower than I thought I had, so I'll do 3 meals with broccoli and 2 with cauliflower. So I'm just going to take off the florets and cut them into bite-sized pieces for all of this. Okay, that's about 3 portions worth, and then here I have the stems I'm going to use too, so I'll save that for another time. But yeah, I just took all the leaves off and the little nubs, the little remnants of the leaves, and I'll just cut these nice and fine for my low carb stir fry. I'm going to use this instead of like rice or noodles or anything like that. I'll just cut them lengthwise and then across, and you can just cut them as fine as you want to. And yeah, this is fine enough for me, but you can also just grate it or something for broccoli rice, but that's just too much effort for me. And I'm not using the very end bit because that bit, because that's a bit dry, but everything else is just good to go, and it's good to use. It's delicious. And any leftover pieces that you cut off when you took the florets off, just cut those up as well. And then next up, this looks the same, but it's not the same as the julienne slicer I just used earlier. This is a regular slicer. I'm just going to take some cucumber, and I'm going to slice a bunch for my salad, for my sandwiches, and for my pickled cucumbers. So I have 4. I'll slice all 4 of them. And a quick break from slicing because my Ninja Foodi is done. So as you can see, it's starting to blacken on one side, but not on the other yet. So I'm just going to flip things around. And I'll give that a few more minutes. Usually it takes 20 to 30 minutes. I'll do an extra 5. And meanwhile, I'm just going to keep slicing. Okay, so I filled up my jar for my pickled cucumbers, and the rest I'll just leave in there for my salad and my sandwiches. And then for chopping, I just have 2 bunches of cilantro left. One I technically don't have to chop because that's going in my salsa and that's going to go in the food processor, but I prefer giving that a little chop anyway so it doesn't get stuck on top of the blades and stuff. Save the stems for things like a curry paste, and I'll just quickly run my knife through. Oh yeah, so I said what I was going to use 1 bunch for, but I don't think I said the other bunch. So 1 bunch was for my salsa, the other bunch is going to be for my lime cilantro rice. So that's for my lime cilantro rice, and this I can just put in my blender already because that is going to go in my salsa. So while I'm here, I'll also juice 1 lime. And just a time check, we're at 25 minutes so far, and we've done all our chopping. We've prepped almost everything. We're just waiting on that to make our salsa, and I just need to make a quick pickle in a minute. So, but yeah, that's chopping done. I'm gonna clean up a bit, put things away that I don't need anymore, and then when those vegetables have finished roasting, I need to let them cool down before I can start peeling the peppers and make the salsa and stuff. So I'll see you back in a moment. Okay, as you can see, the skin of the peppers and chilies have blackened, so those should be really easy to peel in a moment, but they're way too hot now, so I'm just gonna let them cool off. In the meantime, I have a little saucepan on the stove. I'll add some rice vinegar. You can use any vinegar, but I prefer rice vinegar in general. And to this, I'll add a little bit of sugar. I'll also add a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to let this come up to a simmer so all the sugar and salt dissolves, and then I'll pour that over my cucumbers. Okay, this has come to a simmer, so now I'm just going to pour that right over, and I put a plate underneath in case I spill. Okay, that's filled all the way to the top. Everything is submerged. Lid on. And this can cool down and go in the fridge, and this should last in the fridge for like a week or 2. These are just refrigerator style pickles, so they're not gonna ferment and last forever, but we'll have a nice flavor. Yeah, that's cucumbers done, and then now all we need to do is make the salsa. So the peppers and the chilies and everything have cooled down a little bit, enough that I can handle them, and as you can see, the skin comes off super easy. So get rid of that, And then also open them up a little bit, make sure the juices don't get lost. But I'm also taking out the seeds a bit because I don't want all those seeds in there. If a few escape, that's fine, but you don't want too many of them in there. Not because of the heat, but just because you don't want the seeds in a smooth salsa. So I'll just do that with all the peppers and chilies. And yeah, like you can see, it just pulls right off because we blackened the skin. So I peeled my chilies and my peppers, and now the onions and the tomatoes can just go in whole like that. And also make sure you get all the juices from roasting. That's why I put it in a little silicone basket. Get all of that in there, that's full of flavor. And then here we have the garlic. Just unwrap it from its little parcel. And because we cut it in half, we can just squeeze it out easily, just like that. So just to recap, I have some cilantro in here, some lime juice, and some roasted tomatoes, peppers, chilies, shallots, and garlic. I'll add a little bit of salt and some cumin. Put on the lid. And let's get this blended up. Give that a little taste. Yeah, that's just right. Salt is just on point. Enough lemon juice. Nice kick to it. So I can just pour that into a container to store in the fridge. And this will last in the fridge for at least a week. So whatever I don't use for my quesadillas and my tacos and my rice bowl, I'll just use early up next week. So yeah, that's all the prep work for this week. If you like this kind of content, I do this every single Sunday. If you'd like to see what I end up doing with all the ingredients that I prepped, you can check out my Instagram where I post every single meal. Or you can check out the video that I post about once a month on here where I show you a whole week of everything I eat in a day. And I posted one last week, I believe. So yeah, if you like this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.